What's up, ladies and guys? Well, it's time for another road trip. Looks like Facebook Marketplace struck again, and I might have found another winter project to work on. So I got about 100 miles to drive to go look at it. I have my trailer on the back just in case I decide to get it. Fingers crossed, it's worth the drive. It's 2 hours each way and a whole bunch of tolls. So I'll let you know if I get it, and fingers crossed it's worth the drive. Well, made it home. Chain's loosened up a little bit. Did I lose any straps? No, I didn't lose any straps. Yeah, I think I'm taking that canopy off. We'll see what it looks like once it's off. That's just way too high and ugly. Plus the visibility is horrible. All right, well, I'm gonna take it off another day. I'm just gonna park it, disconnect the trailer. It's a lot bigger in person, I tell you. Just these tires alone. Yeah, it's definitely a lot bigger in person. But it'll look a lot better painted, pressure wash painted. And I think I'm taking that cab off. I have to see, because that cab is just absolutely huge. But you can see it's you could electric or hand start it also. But there's a fuel leak somewhere in this corner. So there's a fuel bowl, it looks like. So I'm gonna have, once I get it off, I'm gonna have to see where the fuel leak is coming from. And I think it's low on hydraulic fluid. Well, anyways, not a toy. Hey guys, well, I am going to take the new toy, attempt to take the new toy slash project off the trailer. I just got home from work. I have to hook the trailer back up to the truck. So let me do that, and then we're gonna pull it forward and we're gonna see if we can get this thing off. Surprisingly, it started. The guy didn't think it ran, and I was able to get it running while I was there, so we were actually able to drive it up. It articulates in the middle, which means it steers in the middle. So if it's not running, it's going to be really rough. And it has a diesel fuel leak, so I don't want to unload it down in the road and drive it back up the hill. Number one, I don't have any equipment here in case it stops running to pull it the rest of the way. Number two, I don't want diesel fuel going up my driveway. But the bad part about that is my driveway's on a little bit of a sideways angle. So I got to be careful that we don't slide off. And it is articulating, and when I was going, which means it doesn't have the tires don't turn, the whole machine bends in the middle like a payloader. But when I loaded it, the tires actually came up off the ground. I should have backed it up, the trailer, but we were so excited by getting it running that we just drove it right up there. So it's going to be kind of sketchy. This is only my second time ever driving this thing. That's if it even starts. If it doesn't start, then it's staying on there for a while. All right, so let's see if we can get that thing off there. One thing I did to hopefully make it go a little bit better is I drove the truck down the hill. My driveway's on the hill going down a little bit. So that way it's gonna be less of an incline for me to take this off. And it still has a little bit of lean to the left, but not too bad. I put my emergency brake on the truck. Obviously I'm in four low, 4-wheel drive, 4 low. Put the emergency brake on the truck, and now I'm gonna chalk the trailer tires. If you chalk the back of the truck tires, if all the weight is down here on the trailer, it's happened before, where it actually lifts up. If you push down on the trailer, it actually lifts up the back of the back tires on the truck, and you go for your death ride, which is basically your front wheels are on the ground and your back wheels where your emergency brake aren't on the ground, and they just start rolling. That's why I put it in 4-wheel drive, number one. Number two, if you chalk the tires on the trailer, it helps prevent that. So it is, and if that does happen, go for it. Just hurry up and get off that trailer. Don't stop, because if you stop, you're staying. Either you have to go back all the way on forward, which is dangerous, or you just keep going backwards. And what I do is I keep going backwards, which is dangerous, but not as dangerous, because you're closer to getting off the trailer than going back on the trailer. So, all right, so I am going to now lower the ramps, chalk the tires, and try to get this thing started and back it off. Forgot to tell you, I don't know if any of you guys know what this is. This is a Benford buggy, dump buggy. Remember my gray one that I have at a job site right now? I'll try to put a picture in it in the video right here so you can see it. I don't know where it's going to be. The one we just got new tires on and put a new fresh coat of paint on. This one, 3 times the size. Has a Lister diesel engine in it, but I do believe it's a 3-cylinder, and you can also hand start it. You can see the shiny metal in the back. That's where you put the hand crank, but the electric starter was just replaced on this. So let's see if we can get it started. It actually shifted during transport to the point now where I was able to take the front chains off without even loosening the back yet. So that's why I put the hook on the back, because when I take off this back hook, I want to make sure it's not going to roll forward. Got the emergency brake on and I got it in gear. So if it stays like this and I take that off, I have the front wheels chalked on the trailer, on the buggy, on top of the trailer. So that way, if I can get it off like this, I could get in it, start it up, put it in reverse, and idle it back off. That's the plan. Fingers crossed. and it has a fuel leak when it's running somewhere in the back right hand side of the engine. So what I'm going to do as soon as I get it running and get it off the trailer safely, fingers crossed, I am going to bring it over here and park it over here behind the camera, and then we'll look at it once it's on the ground and off, and I'll shut it off over here. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it starts. Show you real quick, and I'm gonna see if I can see where the leak is coming from. All right, spin around real quick. All right, let me shut it off. Oh, let me show you what it is. The floorboards aren't in it. That's the kill switch. Okay, that is a new Benford Amida thumper. It's a lot bigger. It's four-wheel drive, and articulating steering. So that hydraulic cylinder right there is what does the steering. I do believe it's low on hydraulic fluid because you can hear that noise when you're using the hydraulics. When you're turning the steering wheel, it sounds like it's low on hydraulics. I knew that. This right here, this plate is your shifter, your transmission shifter. As you see, the plate is loose down here. For some reason, they had it off. So I got to check that. The dump mechanism to dump the hopper, this rod here, they lost the pin. There's a special pin that goes from here to where this rope is. So what they did was they just tied a rope through it and they were lifting it up to activate the dumper. So allegedly, if you lift that, pull that string up, the hopper dumps. But being that it's low on hydraulic fluid, I didn't want to try it. And I want to get the right screw, the right linkage for that to get that connected. It's the same setup as my, same basic concept as my other Benford, my old big gray one. So you have a 3-speed. Here, let me get up in here. Let me get in there and show you the cab. The floorboard I have, they didn't have the floorboard in. So I got the floorboard, but I gotta be careful because down here, that's your brake master cylinder. This is actually your gas pedal right there, your fuel pedal. That's your brake. So that's your brake fluid. That's your brake. 3-speed transmission. 3 forward, 1 reverse, exact same as my other Benford. And this is your clutch right there. This is your emergency brake right there. This is your suicide handle for when you're rolling over. But this is the dump. This is the dump lever. So once I hook it back up and fix the hydraulics, this will actually dump it. And as you can see, the previous owner made a very nice metal heavy duty canopy for this. This canopy is not original. These did not come with a canopy. These came with a roll bar. And you can't even see out of it because the plexiglass is so bad. And being that the visibility is so bad with this as it is, I am probably going to take this canopy off. It looks like it's held on by like 4 or 6 bolts. There's a bolt on that plate there, bolt in that corner, bolt in that corner, a bolt in that plate, and a couple bolts back there. So when I go to work on this, the canopy's got to come off anyways. Oh, and this is a horn. That does not work. I don't know what. This is like a circuit relay, like a fuse basically. Trips. This I do believe is a horn. That doesn't work. Here's a hopper. This hopper is massive. This hopper's got to be where? Let me show you how big this hopper is. There. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 boots. So it's about 5.5 feet. That's where you pick it up. If this canopy wasn't here, if you're going to boom it down somewhere or pick it up on a truck, you put, I'm sure that's the tipping, the balancing point. Let me try to get out of here now. Built-in ashtray, right where the fire extinguisher should be. 12-volt car battery, right there. Like I said, it looks like the exact same setup as my other Benford, except for it has power brakes, it has hydraulic brakes, hydraulic steering. Yeah. And once I fix that, the dump lever will be right next to where you're driving. Needs a new seat. Those are just that, like $400. You could buy any kind of like tractor seat or forklift. I like the forklift seats. They're a little better. Nice beefy tires. They are low on air. It's a model Benford. It's a Benford Amida or Amida Benford. Benford was bought out by Amida, and I do believe Benford Amida or Amida Benford was bought out by T-Rex. So these are older units. It's a model 32D. That's a hydraulic fluid. So obviously we'll be checking that and washing everything. And like I said, the canopy's got to come off because I got to get this engine plate off here so I can work on there. I put a bungee cord here just to hold it. But there's your fuel lid, your fuel tank. And somewhere over here is where the fuel leak is coming from. Looks like there's a fuel water separator up in there. Let's see, I'm holding this lid open. It looks like there was a fuel leak somewhere around here, and I think that might be a fuel water separator. I am not sure. But here are your decompression cylinders. Oh, it's a 2-cylinder. It's not a 3-cylinder. This is a 2-cylinder Benford. Even better. Even less fuel. So those are your decompression valves. My other one, if you saw, I hand cranked it, had that, or has that, I should say. That's pretty neat. Let's close the doors. They are heavy duty. The doors weigh a lot. That's the other reason I want to get rid of them. I don't know how that closes. I have to close it from the inside, I think. But I have nice little steps here. Here is the placard. Right there it is. I can't read the model, can you? There's the model. I know the payload is 4,000 pounds or something like that. 2,000 kilos. So it's 2,000 metric tons, which is like 4,100 pounds. The model is OBD032D. No clue what all that means, but she is definitely beefy. This here is if you're transporting, which I did not do, but I should have. You pull this pin out, you take this and you swing it over here. That locks this from pivoting so the machine can't wiggle on the trailer. You can't steer at that point either. That's the other problem. So, yeah. Oh, and then the hand crank goes in here, and this is how you hand start it. I don't know where the hand crank is though. They didn't even know there was you could start it that way. Starter is right there that they replace. And yeah, and the muffler. So this is the first time I'm actually walking around it that detailed and looking at it. So that's my new project, my new toy. And it will not stay this color, obviously. It will be the Let's Fix Things gray and black when I'm done with it. No time soon. But keep an eye out for upcoming videos on it. Well, thanks for watching this short little video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep your eyes open because we'll be doing some videos on this. And I'll take you right through it with me, through the experience of washing it, repairing it, hopefully repairing it, the fuel leak, the hydraulic noise, take the canopy off, pressure wash everything and paint it. And yeah, I don't like it with that cab on it. I might put a canopy on it, but not a cab. I'd much rather the visibility of a canopy where it's just the roof versus a cab. So I might have to make a canopy for it. We'll see. Or I could find another John Deere canopy that's not John Deere, but another tractor canopy, and put it on. Or I just make one. We'll see. All right, well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. Every week I come up with a minimum of one video. And it looks like it's going to be firewood season pretty soon. I don't know where this summer went. But I got to start splitting some firewood. Otherwise, it's going to be a really cold winter for me. All right. Check out the other ones.